Yeah, this is the outdoor area. We're definitely looking very sad and very, very neglected. Yeah. So we're going to start pulling this apart, getting it cleaned up and getting it ready for our outdoor makeover and see how it all comes up. So very frustrating. Hidden gems everywhere under the like grey colour paint. There's green paint. And obviously I want the tiles to stick. So yeah, very frustrating. I've just spent ages just pressure washing, trying my hardest to get off all of it. But this is literally as good as I'm gonna get. So yeah, I don't want it to stick to the paint. I want it to stick to the concrete, obviously, because yeah. Anyway, hopefully this will be okay and this will do. First of all, I am getting rid of my plants. I can be a very bad black thumb, let's just be honest. Inside plants, not too bad. Outside plants, not very good. I think when I start actually sitting out here more often, I will definitely, you know, water them, but it's sort of out of sight, out of mind. So that's why they just always die out here. So I will not be reusing these hooks in the future. I think we're just going to get rid of them completely and just start fresh. Next of all, it's time to start dusting everything off. So I'm going to start off by doing the roof and then the walls and the doors and windows. And then I will work my way down to the ground and grab all of that stuff off the floor before we start tiling. Now that that's done, I'll be honest, I don't trust myself with measuring. I've had so many bad experiences with this cutting plaster and things like that. So what I've done instead is I've just grabbed the tiles that I do have. I'm just setting them out so I know how many I'm going to need and how many more packets I'll need to purchase from Kmart. Okay, so I'm using this primer just because I did pressure wash this and I went over it with a paint scraper just to get any of the bits and pieces off. But as you can see, there is still grey paint on here, there is still green paint on here, so it definitely did not come off. That is what we're up to today. We're just going to quickly do that. Now I'm just using a crappy paintbrush and I'm going to use paint roller as well. This is actually a really good one, but definitely if you have those crappy ones that you get usually with your paint rollers, like those pink ones, you could definitely get away with using one of those, just because honestly you're just going to chuck it out afterwards. But if you do need 2 coats, just glad wrap this and also your paintbrush and just leave them in a cold place, so then that way they don't go hard and then you can reuse them again the next day. So that's just a little bit of a tip. For anyone who's wanting to tackle this project at home, I'm just giving this a really good stir because it has like a grainy sand sort of in the bottom of it. So you want to be able to get that up so it's on your surface and it's nice and rough and it gives your tiles something to adhere to. So I am just starting on just the edges of the area and then I'm going to go around the pole that's here as well, and then I'll actually just grab my paint roller out and to finish it off, and I'll go over the rest of it. Now, just for reference, for anybody who wants to know, I did actually end up doing a second coat of this. I didn't record it, but yeah, I did end up doing a second coat of this in the morning when it was dry. So the first thing I'm going to do is just remove all the backing from the stones and just lay them out. This can be really tricky on some of them and some of them are actually quite easy. My 6-year-old was able to help me with some of them, but not all of them because some of them were quite sticky. The next part was removing the edge pieces. So we did leave the rows that were around the edges that were actually around the edges of the patio, so it kept that nice flush, clean, straight line. But the other ones we did end up removing. This was easy enough for my 6-year-old to do, and yes, this definitely made the whole project a lot more overwhelming and a lot more challenging, but I think the end results are going to look so much better that we've done it. Now, if you're like me and you're a lover of interior design and home organization type content, definitely hit the subscribe button, because that's what we're all about here. And I actually do have a outdoor playlist as well, so if you're wanting to see some other little makeovers that you can do, go and check that one out. I did want to do a hell of a lot more, but the weather has just been crazy this summer. Literally just been raining one day and then hot the next day. It's crazy, you just can't get anything done. Okay, so this is what's happening. I actually don't know how long this is going to take me, and I'm going to guess a while, so I've only just done this bit today, like this sort of half, it's almost half anyway. So that's what I've done. You can see we're just taking the tiles off from around the edges. I haven't done it on all the edges, but I've done it on most of the edges just so that it blends in. All of our leftover tiles are just sitting in that pile, so, and down here, so we can literally just pop them back into place to make it on home. This is a time-consuming bit, I reckon.
Jigsaw puzzle.
It is going to be like a jigsaw puzzle, yeah. And Talia's been the best helper, haven't you? Yeah.
This one fits, see?
It does fit, yeah. Now this is the nerve-wracking part for me, because I always buy pre-mixed glue. I haven't actually bought glue like this in many years, so I ended up actually putting way too much water in it, which was a bit of a bugger, so I had to tip some out and then just keep adding the glue. But anyway, I will link the products in the description box below if you're wanting to know what I've used. As you can see, there is a clean bucket of water there, and that's just to clean up the drill after I've finished. Now for the fun part of gluing everything on. To be honest, again, this is another new experience for me. I've never actually screeded a floor before. I always screed the back of a tile and go one by one. If you've watched my kitchen makeover, you would have seen exactly how I've done it. I did the same in my laundry as well. So this was a whole new process for me. But I did do mosaics many years ago. I have a couple in my house still. So I was confident with doing this project to begin with. So yeah, that's why I originally took the project on. But yeah, screeding the floor, it was just a complete different thing for me as well. Now the one thing that I did forget, which is really essential, and I can tell you, this is definitely not level. Now, you should be getting a level and putting a level on this and making sure that it is level, but yeah, I didn't. I was, to be honest, in a little bit of a rush. A friend came around and she brought her daughter around, and then they wanted a play date, so they went to her house, and I was able to have a kid-free afternoon, and I was trying to just smash out as much as I could while she was gone. So yeah, my thoughts are completely on just getting it done, and I didn't sort of realise that, yeah, I definitely needed a level, and I could feel some of the parts had definitely got more glue than other parts. So it won't be level, but it still looks pretty cool, I think.
I'm so far away from home, in this desert of regrets.
Now, as you can see, some of the glue in this is actually coming right through in between the tiles. So the glue, the grout that I will be using is going to be a white as well. So that's why I did end up picking white glue, because it does go with the tiles. It's going to go with the grout, so it hopefully won't be too much of a big deal. But I have been trying to wipe a lot of it as well with a sponge. So definitely keep a sponge close by if you do get glue on your stones, or if you get too much glue around, you can sort of just wipe it up as you go.
Even if you don't love me, even if you don't love me, I will break your
Okay, so it is 8 o'clock at night and it is damn hot here, so that's why I decided to do it at night time. Completely air guarded myself because I'm gonna get bitten. It always happens. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get into the grouting now, and then I'll end up putting a sealer on this as well because it is that natural stone and I'm gonna be using white grout. It's definitely gonna get really, really dirty, so I need something that is gonna protect it that bit more. This is a grout that I'm using. It's just an Ardex. It is like a concrete sort of base as well. And yeah, you can see it is like 8 millimeters. This is definitely way more than 8 millimeters, but I will have to go over it a few times because I'm going to presume that it will crack. That is what happens when I did my mosaic tissue boxes. They will crack and then I have to go back over it. So I'm predicting the same thing. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, this is what I've got. He reckons 20 kilo bag might or might not do it. But yeah, we're going to give this a go.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun.
So grouting natural stone can be a little bit tricky because it is a porous product and it's no way near as forgiving as, say, like a gloss tile, like my kitchen for instance. So you just gotta keep in mind not to keep the grout on there for too long, otherwise it's going to be really hard for you to get off and you may ruin your project. So basically what I do is I just push all the grout into it as much as I can, and then I turn the trowel on, or then I turn the squeegee onto a 45-degree angle, and then I just run it along the top. So that's just going to get as much of the grout off the stone as possible. And then I just go over it quickly with a sponge. Then I actually go and move on to the next area. So as you can see, it's pretty much hasn't all come off there, but it needs to set that little bit more. So I'll do that little bit of an area and then I'll start on the next area and I'll do the same thing, and then I can go back to there and I can go and wipe the excess off it and know that, you know, most of the grout has actually set. This is behind the scenes and I have a little apprentice here. She wanted to help, so she's been squeezing all these out, haven't you, for mummy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're nice and ready.
I'll do the little one. The little one.
Yeah, just make sure, remember, you can't get it on the stone, okay?
Okay.
And make sure that you squeeze all the water out because we don't want any excess water in it. So for anybody that is new to my channel and is just tuned in for the first time, I actually own an ex-commission home. So in this area, it doesn't really increase too much in value. There is still a lot of commission here, so a lot of people don't want to buy here, unfortunately, and prices just don't increase that much. So my mission is to do as much DIY I can do myself and to do as much affordable things as I can do. Unfortunately, this project has spiraled out of control. The tiling alone here will be about $600. I'm going to do a full price list for you to be able to see. But yeah, things like the kitchen renovation, that was so affordable. So definitely go and check that out if you're after doing some cosmetic stuff to your home and you may not have the budget, or you might be in the same situation as what I am and you just don't want to overinvest on your property and lose if you do go to sell the property. Oh my gosh, guys, I am totally in love. It looks so amazing. Wow. Who would have thought, hey? Yep, I'm tooting my own horn, I know. Now, I know I'm certainly not up to finishing the property at the moment, but the pieces that I had been eyeing off at Bunnings were on sale, half price. So I wanted to get in there and obviously get them before they all go. But the first thing I need to do is actually measure the area and make sure that I could fit them. So I did do a few measurements, do a few configurations, and unfortunately, I think that they are still going to be too big, which makes me absolutely gutted. So keep your eyes and ears open because I will probably have to make my own furniture or come up with something creative to be able to fit furniture in this space. Okay, next up, I'm just scraping off some paint off the walls and doing all those little bits and pieces to start on the walls for the makeover. I have an idea what I want to do, and I probably This may be very, very unnecessary, but just in case, I wanted to tick that off my list so that I can actually get it done in case I do want to use the bricks.
Feels right. Yeah, we were always on and on and on and on.
Now I'm just going to get started on prepping all the other areas and getting them all patched up and cleaned up for painting. Okay, so I thought I would give you all a little bit of an update of what's going on with the tiling, because it looks finished, but it's kind of not finished. So I'll just share with you what the last process is, and cross fingers we can be done with the tiling on this part at least today. Okay, so this is how she's looking. So pretty. I'm so happy with it. It just looks amazing, but I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I was talking about, because the grout here, it's not designed for gaps this big. So what you find out is there's little hairline cracks. I'll try to get my finger out of the way, hopefully it will focus for you. But yeah, there is a couple of little hairline cracks. It's not focusing very well at all. Honestly, you can't see them unless you put your head right down to the tiles themselves. So a lot of people probably wouldn't even bother, but I'm telling you right now, if I leave it, they'll just get worse. So I'm going to go through today and literally just grab some grout, and I'm just going to pop it in there like so, and then let it set a little bit, and I'll rub it off. So that is what I'll do with that. This is what I used to do with my mosaic tissue boxes, so I knew that this would happen. And then over here you can see it doesn't look fabulous, so I'm going to tidy all this up today as well, and then hopefully that should be it. And some of the edging as well over here definitely needs a bit of a tidying up, so that is our job today. Okay, so I went to the tile shop and this is what I got. It was very expensive. I believe $108, a lot dearer than the ones at Bunnings, but I just don't trust after I had a really bad experience. So I made a mosaic. It was a huge mosaic. It was like an old door frame or window frame or something like that. And I trusted the person from Bunnings with the sealant, and the sealant that they gave me went yellow and it completely ruined the project. I could not get it off. So that is why I wanted to go to a tile shop and make sure that I actually got something that I knew was not going to yellow and that was a really good product. So this one here actually has a 15-year warranty if it's applied properly. So the application is supposed to be with either a spray gun or with a microfiber cloth, but I'm thinking I'm going to use microfiber paint roller and just roll over. I think that's going to still work because it's still microfiber. It's just not a cloth. I just feel like I do have cleaning cloths here and heaps of microfiber ones, but I just worry that there might be a little bit of like fibers and things, you know, from the wash and just from use and stuff. So this one here has been sealed in the packet, so I feel a lot more confident using this. There's a bull ant right near me and I'm just like, bastard. I just got bitten last time, so I'm like, go away from me. That's why I'm looking away from the camera. I don't want to squash it. It's like right on my white grout. So anyway, that was what I was going to do, but I discovered a few more cracks in my tiles when I was cleaning it. Before I was cleaning with some sugar soap, and yeah, I did notice a few cracks, so I'm actually going to go back over that. I'm going to do it another time, but I need a clear space on my computer, so I'm not going to share this part with you today. This will be in part 2 of the makeover, and I might actually end up putting this in a reel so you get it as soon as I've done it. I'll make a second one. I'll make a reel with it in it, because it is going to be a while before part 2 will come out, because I need money to do part 2 and it's going to cost a lot of money. I do have a Bunnings voucher, but I need to be using on other things, like things to maintain the house and stuff, now that I'm at uni and I don't sort of have that money to throw away. So yeah, I'm just going to show you what it looks like, where I'm at, and we'll call it the end of part 1. So this is how it looks. You did see me grout here as well, and it came up, I should say, really, really well. I am thinking I'm actually going to grout, this is really, really weird, but I want to grout all the bricks. So I'm not going to, it's not going to be like a render, it's going to grout in between here. So yeah, you won't notice that. It's going to look really cool, I think. So stay tuned, that's what I'll do. I'm going to do this step without you guys because you've already seen that process. So by the time you get back to this video, I will have already done the step, and I might do this here so you can see how cool it looks and how it comes up. I do want to paint this here. I do have some metal paint for that, so I can do that in the meantime. I have to remove all the hooks. I want to paint the roof, get some downlights in. I want to put some BJ type panel on the walls if I can. I may remove this door. There is going to be some kind of screening here so that we have privacy from the neighbours, and that is what I am thinking. It has been a challenge to find furniture for this space because it is so small. But yeah, here's a bit of a close-up of what it looks like, and I'm super happy with the results. It looks amazing. With the sealant, it should look that little bit brighter, like it does enhance the color of the stone. So when you saw me washing the grout off and it was that bit darker, that should be how it comes out. So yeah, stay tuned. Honestly, I'm gonna say it's gonna be probably 4 to 6 months away. As I said, I'm at uni and limited funds, but as soon as I get fundage up, I will do it. I might even do day in a life type stuff and just add bits to that of stuff that I've got the money for or I've got in the shed, because I know I've got all the paints and stuff in the shed, and I can also pull the hooks down and just get the process going. But that's sort of what I'm thinking at the moment. If you guys want to see that process rather than all in a one big makeover video, let me know. But yeah, any video suggestions, hit me up, and I'll catch up with you guys shortly for a new video, and I'll see you then. Bye.